Thanks a lot. And good morning once again. And you said there are a lot of expertise here, but I see the colleagues, there are more expertise in the floor than here, perhaps. So definitely, so there are lots of experts there as well. Okay, let me just try to give the broad picture about the gas. First of all, some of you may know that a few years ago, we said in our World Energy Outlook, talk about a golden age of gas, that the gas is entering a golden age. And in fact, the name of our report was, are we entering a golden age of gas? With a question mark. Some of the colleagues didn't like the question mark, but there was a question mark because there were some conditions to see a golden age of gas worldwide. For me, gas, before the unconventional gas revolution, gas was already going up, a very decent growth of natural gas demand worldwide. But to see a golden age of gas, we need to see a significant growth from unconventional gas, which would, A, increase the availability of gas, and B, would make gas much more affordable for the consumers. This is the important thing. So then we see in the last few years, we saw an increase in the United States, Canada, Australia, let's don't forget Australia, a growth there. And I know that there are some concerns by some saying that whether or not this growth is really going to happen. And I would like to mention to you just one number. The shale gas production in the United States in the last few years, about 5 years, reached about 200 BCM, which is the current exports of Russia. So we aren't talking about peanuts. This is real, happened already. And there are 5 major projects in Australia, and they are all going on, which would make Australia, in a few years of time, the largest LNG exporter of the world, catching up Qatar. So these are real things going on, not only the slides or not on books, these are real things going on. But there is one issue, and I have colleagues here who work on the shale gas, and I am not. The issue is the exploration and production of shale gas may well have some consequences on the environment and the local communities. This is for sure, and I believe that some of the concerns raised by the local communities, NGOs, some of them are legitimate concerns in terms of the issue of water, in terms of chemicals, in terms of the methane leakage, and all of these issues. So therefore, what I would say is that if the shale gas operators would like to see a golden age of gas, they have to apply golden rules to their practices. If they do not do so, an incident may well have unintended dramatic implications on the reputation and the viability of the shale gas. Therefore, it is very important that the right regulations are there, the strict regulations are there, and they are followed very closely by the governments, and that the operators get a social license to operate here. I think this is crucial. So our expectation is the shale gas will grow substantially, mainly driven by US, Canada, Australia, China, and other provinces. About half of the production growth, we believe, in the next 20 years will come from the unconventional gas, shale gas, and also I mean the Australian coal bed methane as well. So what are the implications of this? A bit on that, and I will leave it to the other colleagues. First of all, I think the traditional gas exporters will be negatively affected. So we have to be clear here. Definitely they will, for example, Russia. Russia is and will remain the largest gas exporter of the world. But I expect Russia, compared to before the shale gas revolution, Russia will lose volumes. And second, Russia will have a pressure in terms of the pricing. both the way of how it is priced, the gas prices, and the current contracts will be under discussion. I think the shale gas revolution was to me, the beginning of the end of the oil index gas pricing. So it will take some time to change, but it will change. It will not be the main, the pillar of the gas pricing. Another one is the implications of on the economy. Here, today, when you look at the gas prices worldwide, the three regions, Europe consumes gas more or less 5 times more expensive than United States, and Asia 8 times more expensive than United States. And this is a huge number, 500%, 800%. And even more striking, as I said this morning, more striking is, to me, 5 years ago, these prices were more or less the same. There were only $1 or $2 difference between these three regions, three gas prices. And now within 5 years, there's a huge change. And I think the companies who turned the eye of the shale gas developments, who were denial about the shale gas developments, are now suffering in terms of their business strategies. And when we look at the electricity prices, in Europe, electricity prices are set to be about 50% higher than the US electricity prices and about 3 times higher than the gas prices, electricity prices in China. So Europe will be, as a result of these developments, as a result of Europe not acting wisely, which I will come in a minute, Europe will be a high cost energy region, especially when compared to United States and China, and will have significant consequences for the competitiveness of Europe with higher electricity and gas prices. I am often in Brussels. I discuss with my colleagues in Brussels. The point that I make them is that in Europe, many colleagues think, since in Europe, except for Poland, there may not be an increase on the shale gas, it wouldn't affect Europe. It is wrong, and it is completely wrong, but completely wrong, because it is already affecting Europe. I can give you at least 3 examples, and I finish there. The first one is, in the United States, after shale gas has started to penetrate the electricity generation in the last 5 years, and this is for me a phenomenal thing. 5 years ago, the share of coal in the US electricity generation was higher than 50%, and today, in 5 years of time, it is just a bit higher than 30%. So 20 percentage point down in 5 years in an economy like the United States. And what about implications for Europe? Very substantial. What happened is that the coal, which was dominating the US PG electricity generation system, left United States for exports, went several places, one of them was Europe, and collapsed the European coal prices, okay? And since the carbon price in Europe is so low, many people switch to coal in Europe. I don't know if I would make a survey here. Where did we see the highest growth of coal consumption in the world? How would the colleagues say? But I wouldn't tell what the 2011 numbers show. In the year 2011, the highest coal consumption growth in the world was China, and the second to that was Europe, 7.2%, which is unbelievable. It's a historical growth, highest growth in European history. And this is mainly because of what happened in the United States, the shale gas revolution. This is the point of departure. So it means it affects everybody, even you don't have the production. My final point is on climate change and the role of shale gas. In Europe, again, Europe is the only country or only region, EU, which has a climate policy. Okay? Climate policy is designed to reduce the CO2 emissions. But when you look at the numbers, in the last 5 years, the largest reduction in CO2 emission in the world was in the United States. Much higher reductions than it is in Europe. And it is mainly natural gas replacing coal. And in Europe, we have targets, we have mandates, we have legislations, and it is not happening. So therefore, but I should also tell you that I don't want to be seen too close to shale gas or natural gas. I have the same arm length to all the fuels. I can tell you that natural gas cannot bring us alone to a 2 degrees trajectory that we all would like to see, but can make many major progress in terms of reducing the CO2 emissions. So to sum up, it is a big change happening, already happened, and yet to happen, and it will affect everybody. Even you are you don't produce 1 BCM of shale gas, it will affect the traditional gas exporters in a negative way, and it provides a major opportunity for gas importers like Turkey to have better negotiation grounds with the major gas exporters. Thank you.